Good day, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. I am your lovely host, Shelly P, and this is Shelly Speaks. And you already know when Shelly speaks, it's going to be some heat. Let's get into it. Get into today's look. So without further ado, let's get into today's first topic. BMWs, bare minimum women, okay? I want to call them BMWs because, I want to make them feel fancy, okay? I'm not a mean girl. I am not a mean girl. So I want everybody to feel good, look better, and all those great things, okay? Now, what is a BMW? A bare minimum woman is the type of woman that requires little to no effort from a man in order for him to gain romantic access to her. The women that say things like, I'll go on a coffee date. The women that will go 50-50 on the first date. The women that don't require the man to be financially stable, mentally stable, physically stable. A woman that just lets a man be a man, and she's just, just so happy to have a man. These are the type of women that have the mindset that, having a piece of a man is better than having no man at all. Side chicks included, okay? What? Y'all are included in the BMW. Side chicks are bare. They're actually worse than BMWs because they require less than a bare minimum. The man don't even got to be readily available, and she's still going to be there. So, and it's not a flex to be a side chick. Y'all are the reason why the dating pool have pee in it. I'm not in the dating pool, so I'm not too much worried about it. But y'all are the reason, okay? If a man can lay with you and sue and ain't gotta do no things, then why would he have any type of incentive to do anything, okay? If he could be with you and still kick up his feet, play his game, be well fed, and go on about his merry way, why would he do anything else? What incentive does he have besides you talking mess for him to do anything else? He don't have one, so he won't do it, okay? Men, if you want a respectable man, you have to be a respectable woman. It comes first. It doesn't come. You don't get a man and then he starts respecting you. You are a respectable woman, and a man recognizes that. He sees your value and go, oh, this one, I got to come correct. This one, she respects herself. This one, I can't just pull up on her any type of way. They're going to know from how you walk, how you talk, the things you say, the things you agree to. Men test you all day. They say little testy things just to see how you're going to react, just to see how you're going to respond. And if you respond in a way that lets them know, you easy? Oh, baby. Then all you finna be is an easy catch, all right? And I'm gonna sip to that, okay? Because we gonna drop a lot of gems, okay? We do not tolerate bare minimum, okay? Not even my wine is bare minimum, okay? I gotta put a little razzle dazzle. I need a little extra, okay? However you come, it just ain't enough. I need you to throw some D's on that. Let's talk about the pick-me's, okay? Because this has been a popular term that has been flooding the internet. Pick me, pick me, pick me. And if those of you who have not heard of that term, a pick-me is a woman that, I wasn't going to say or a man, but oh no, let's just stick to the ladies. A pick-me is a woman that tries to say and do all the things that she hears men say that they want. So some pick-me's will be like, I don't wear makeup, I don't wear lashes, I don't, I dress very modestly, I don't want to come off like as if I'm, for the streets, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of pick-me's will put in low effort into their looks and into their attire because they think that, oh, I want to show them that I am modest, okay? Thinking that that's going to get you anywhere but in the house while he outside running them streets, okay? Baby, when you look better, you feel better, and you also get treated better, okay? So even if you are a natural girl, make sure you're getting your facials, make sure you keeping up on your skincare, make sure that even if you are natural, you wearing some cute natural styles, okay? Make sure that you're just not hair in a bun, t-shirt, and jogger shorts every single day. It's fine to be like that. I'm like that too from time to time, baby. But every day, I'm more than not, I look like this than I look like that, okay? Why? Because it gives me, life is easier this way. Life is easier when you look better, okay? I am a licensed cosmetologist. I would not be successful in my business if this was not a fact, okay? So let's just stop the bullcrap. Life is easier when you look better, okay? Period. You feel better when you look better. You talk better when you look better. You feel more confident asking for what you want, when you look better. How you appear on the outside is honestly a outer reflection of what's going on the inside. And now I'm not talking about makeup and hair now. I'm talking about your skin. Is your skin clear? Okay. Are your pores tight? All right. Are your ends split? Okay, just because you're natural, baby, is your hair healthy? It does got some shine to it. Is the elasticity there? Okay, be healthy. Okay, just because you are natural, that don't mean let yourself go. Okay, I am all for the natural too. Sometimes I don't want to do all this. Sometimes I don't. So, and I love my natural self. I take care of my skin. I take care of my body. I take care of my hair, regardless. So whether I'm done up or I'm dressed down, baby, I'm still that girl, regardless. So people know not to come clowning around these parts. You know, I feel like you can hear in my voice the power in my voice. You know, I feel like it comes from within. A lot of women feel like they need all type of external validation. These BMWs specifically, they look for external validation, specifically from men who cannot give you validation, baby. You have to validate yourself. The truth needs no validation. The truth needs no help. The truth knows that it is the truth, okay? When you are the truth, baby, you know that you are the truth. I don't need some man to come around and tell me, baby girl, you the truth. I know it. I know it. And I don't walk around acting arrogant and being nasty or mean. I actually am very kind spirited. So if someone compliments me, I just say thank you. Thank you. You know, if there's something that I see that I want to compliment them back on, then I will, you know, but I don't always feel obligated to return the compliment, because that is another form of not feeling like you deserve the space that you take up, and you deserve people paying attention to you in that way. You know, God put you here for a reason. There are trillions and trillions and billions of cells in my body right now, all working in unison with the universe to make sure that I can deliver this message. And that is not by mistake, okay? That means that I am powerful, okay? And another thing about bare minimum women, they're scared to ask for things, okay? They be like, I don't want to ask for anything. I don't ask for anything. Da, 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 da. Baby, ask, okay? If you want to go on a date, say, baby, can you take me on a date? I want to go to this restaurant. Whatever restaurant you want to go to. If it's a specific restaurant, hey, I want to go to this specific restaurant. They had this thing I wanted to try. Can you take me there? Okay? If there's a little outfit that you like, hey, baby, can you give me this outfit for me? There's some shoes you want. There's a perfume you like. Baby, can you get this fragrance for me? You know? Baby, can you get it? Ask him. Okay? Ask him. Ask. A closed mouth do not get fed. That's what my mama told me. A closed mouth don't get fed. Don't be scared to ask for what you want. Okay? Bare minimum women, they don't ask for nothing. So a lot of times, they don't get nothing. But they give a lot, though. They give a lot. They willing to give anything. They money, they car, they house. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, baby, you can drive my car. Yeah, you can stay in my house. Yeah, you can play. I'll buy your PlayStation for you. I'll get the TV for you. I'll buy your controller. I'll buy your headset. I'll buy your clothes. I'll buy your shoes. I'll buy your socks. I'll buy your drawers. I'll buy your guards. I'll buy your weed. I'll buy your drink. Okay? It's a lot of women out here doing all these things. Y'all be surprised, baby, but it's a lot of women out here. I'll pay your child support, okay? I'll pay your alimony, okay? It's a lot of women out here buying men. These days, it is a lot of women out here buying men. And then the crazy part is, some of these men will take that woman's money and spend it on another woman.
Say what?
Yeah. Yes, he will do that to you, sis. Matter of fact, the more money you spend on him, the more he probably spending on the next chick. And also, there is a study that was done that says the more a woman works, the more hours she works, the more likely her man is to have infidelity.
What?
So, if anybody should be grinding the most, it should be the one that was physically designed to grind the most, okay? We're designed to create and nurture. They're designed to work and structure, okay? That is nature's design, okay? What does the egg do? The egg sits there. What does the sperm do? It swims and races against all its other brothers to get to the egg that's sitting there. And the egg don't sit there long. If you don't make it by a certain time, peace out. Okay, y'all gotta try again next month. All right, that's how it is. So Bare minimum women, they don't understand their place in nature. They're moving out of order, okay? And now these men are moving out of order, and things are all out of whack because the divine feminine is too scared to claim her power, all right? And I say, we dead in that. Us ladies, we're taking it back. And that's the reason why we are being self-sufficient today. Because being a self-sufficient woman allows you the freedom to say, no thank you, sir. No thank you, sir. If you are not going to give me what I require, you're not going to give me what I need, you're not going to treat me like a queen, you can find somebody else out there to play with. There's enough BMWs out here to go around, okay? You do not have to be a BMW because they never get picked anyways. What happens when you are a BMW is you get used and abused. That's why they're always single. They never married, they never got no boyfriend, they never got no man, they never got no husband, they never got no fiance, and if they do, they taking care of them. Yes, they're taking care of them, okay? Or they're going 50-50, and they still taking care of them, which is even worse, okay? Going 50-50 is less than a bare minimum because you're working just as much, but the studies and the data show that you're doing more housework, you're still cooking more, and you're still doing most of the domestic labor, which is unpaid and undervalued, and a lot of men will tell you that, well, not a lot of men, the men that want BMWs will tell you, I mean, I can hire a maid, I can hire a chef, even though they don't have no maid and no chef money, okay? The last time I hired a chef was in 2021, and it was about $350 for one meal, okay? For one meal, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, before we had the food prices that we have today. So these men can't afford chefs, they can't afford maids. And if they do say that, then you should go look up how much a chef is in your area and how much a maid is in your area, and then calculate how much time you spend cooking and cleaning, and then send his ass an invoice at the end of the week, and let's see, you know what I'm saying, how he values that labor, okay? Stop being a bare minimum woman. Ask for what you want. Moral of the story, this video, I'm going to just get you out of the game at this point. Ask for what you want. He needs to take you on a date if he's trying to date you. He needs to pay for the date if he's trying to date you. He needs to open your doors. He needs to be calling you, checking on you. Stop calling these men. What you doing today? Baby, if he worried about you, you ain't gonna have to call him. He gonna call you. Don't you worry. When he knows that you're valuable, he knows other men think that you are valuable as well. So he's not going to risk losing what's valuable. When men feel like something is valuable, they protect it with their life. Okay? Like some of these men ain't got nothing but a nice whip, and baby, they don't play about their whip. Better not leave your cup in their car. Okay? Hey, make sure you get that bag out the back seat. Okay? Is this yours right here? Take that with you when you go. When they value something, they show it and they provide direction. They tell you how they care about things. The way a man, some of these men, I can't even get it out of my mouth. The way some of these men care about their car is how they should be caring for you. Okay, that's all I'm simply saying. Because one thing we do know is, especially when a man get his first good whip, baby, he don't play. He do not play. And that's how it is when he get his first woman that he don't play about. Okay, he's not going to play about you. Bare minimum women, they don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about a man calling them all day and checking on them. They don't know nothing about a man making sure that they got what they need all day. They don't know nothing about a man making sure that they fed. They don't know nothing about a man asking them, do you need anything? Is there anything that I could do for you? While I was out and about, I know that you mentioned this earlier, so I went ahead and stopped and handled that for you. They don't know what that's like, okay? They don't know what that's like because they the ones being the real man. They too busy being a dang real man that they don't have that experience, you know. Some of these women out here got kids and never been on a date. Yes, it's true. Some women have children and have never been on a date, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's wrong. That is wrong, okay? I'm going to tell you what my mama told me. You worse than a prostitute. At least they get paid for what they do.
Say what?
No, that's the coldest advice. That's the coldest thing she ever said. But to be honest, it was almost one of the realest things that she ever said. I was like, I'm worse than a prostitute?
What?
I mean, I never want to get compared to a prostitute. But what she was trying to say is that even a woman who sells her body has requirements and prerequisites before you can have access to her. And you don't. That's what the point was. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all women are worse than prostitutes. Y'all have less standards than a prostitute, but y'all will be the same women that will come and bash and talk about strippers and OnlyFans women and prostitutes when men are paying these women, even though they're women. There are BMWs that will give it for free, and there's free websites where you can see everything. These men don't care. They will still pay. If the woman requires a price and they want that woman, they'll pay the fee. Okay, but you got a BMW that says, "Hey, wait, I'm free right here. I'm free," and they like, "Yeah, I know. Keep me out the way so I can pay her." And that's the crazy part. That's why you BMWs, y'all don't gotta do all that. You don't. Know your value. Know your worth. You are a creator. You are a queen if you so choose to put that crown on and make it shine and make it gleam. Okay, you are a queen. But if you're going to treat yourself like a peasant, the world will treat you like a peasant. People treat you how you show up. Okay, people treat you how you allow them to treat you. Okay, that's just how it is. This is from the heart. Okay, and ladies, don't think you fooling nobody. Okay, y'all bare minimum women are also very easy. Don't think you fooling nobody. Y'all be sleeping with these men on first day, second day, third day, and be like, usually I don't do this. Girl, he know he ain't special. He know he got homies that's really on for real. So he know if he gave it up to him, if you would have met his homie, baby, you would have. Okay, if you would have met his homie who's 10 times greater than him, he can only imagine what you would have done for him. Okay, these men be knowing that they're not that special. Y'all women be trying to lie to these men, trying to treat them like they're more special than they already know that they're not. Okay, they know bigger, greater men than them. They know men that really, really work hard out here. The ones that's out here handling business, having motion, out here taking care of their families. These men that want to give you guys the bare minimum, they know men that out here that are out here doing the maximum, and they know that they are not those men. And then you gave them access. Oh no! So then they already know how you get down.
What?
They know you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. Okay. You're not fooling anybody but yourself. You're not fooling us for sure. Okay. And there's a saying, Judge Judy says this: it doesn't get no better than the courting phase, honey. So in the courting phase, which is meaning in the dating phase, when he's trying to get to know you, if he's not putting out any effort, if he's not planning dates, if he's not dressing nice, if he's not pulling up and opening your door and showing you that he is a chivalrous gentleman, okay? If I said it wrong, I don't care. If he's not showing that he is a gentleman from the beginning, you think it's going to get better later? He goes you think, that's a lie that they tell you. I'm just trying to test you. Stay away from these testy men, okay? He's lying. He's trying to see, do you fall for manipulation? What can I get away with, okay? That's what they're trying to see. They always want to know what they can get away with, even when they get you. Even once they get you, they still going to see, do I got to keep on coming with it, or can I fall back a little bit? That's how a lot of them are, And if they can fall back, they will fall back. But if they can't fall back, they won't fall back. Okay, that's just pretty much how they are. I don't know why they like that. I ain't a man, but this is just my experience, and this is what I have learned. And most of them will tell you that it's the truth. Okay, the only ones that'll say that I'm lying is the ones that's trying to manipulate you, girl. Okay, I have nothing to lose or gain by telling you this knowledge. Okay, I just want you to do better so that you can have better options for yourself. Okay, don't let these men convince you that settling for less is more. It's not. It's less. Less is more sometimes, but not in dating. Not in dating. Okay? More is more in dating. More is more in relationships. Pay attention and stay woke. Okay? Now, these bare minimum women, the things that they like to do, they make excuses for men all the time. They make excuses for why men can't be men. They make excuses for why men cannot pay their child support, why men cannot get themselves out of debt, why men cannot make themselves resourceful. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm talking to people in America, okay? And here in America, baby, where there is a will, there is a way. A lot of you guys are not willing to make a way, and a lot of y'all women are too insecure to feel that you are worthy of someone that is willing to make a way for you and for them. All right? You are worth it. You have to know that you are worth it. Stop overextending yourselves. A lot of y'all are stressed and depressed because you are out here overextending yourself to please somebody that be like, why should I have to do this? Why should I have to do this? You know, these men want to be like, you should just like me for who I am. Baby, please, okay? Baby, please. I do like you for who you are as long as you are also resourceful. Yeah, I said it. I do like you for who you are as long as you are also resourceful. If you have a great personality with no resources, sir.
Oh no!
Go ahead and hold a sign. You can hold up a sign. Those signs be so funny. Sometimes I ride by the road and people be like, you know what? I just needed some I just needed some weed. I just needed some alcohol today. You know what? Those men be so funny, and I like them for who they are. So I chunk a little something in the collection plate just because, just because. But baby, no way would that type of person have access to me on a romantic level.
Nope.
There's levels to this, okay? I like a lot of people for who they are, but that don't mean that you get to romance me. That don't mean that you get to take me out the dating pool and take me out the dating market when you are not resourceful.
Nope.
When you are not planning on covering me.
Help me!
Okay? That is your man's job. Your man's job is to cover you.
Help
He is to
me.
protect for you. He is to provide for you. That is his job. It's biblical, okay? It's biblical. Okay? Your job is to nurture him. Your job is to create a space of peace for him. Your job is to rest in your divine feminine so that you can use your brain to create all kind of ideas to birth things into life. Okay? His job is to be the house. Your job is to be the home. Okay? That people need to understand. Get into some understanding. That doesn't mean that you be useless as a woman. That doesn't mean that you cannot provide anything financially as a woman. But it's not your job though. We can all do extra. Okay, we can all do extra, but we need to come with our part and they need to come with their part, and stop acting like you don't know the roles. But let's get back to these BMWs, okay? These BMWs. I'm really loving this phrase. I just came up with it today. I know people use it for other things, but back to what I'm using it for. Bare minimum women, okay? Back to the BMWs, okay? So, another thing about BMWs, I feel like they have a scarcity mindset, okay? The scarcity mindset is ruining these ladies. They feel like any man that does pay them attention is the only man that will pay them attention. Okay? I think that being a BMW comes from literally lack of attention to yourself and lack of attention from others. And I feel needing all that validation, and I have to say my feelings and my views on this because people may have their other reasons, but this is from my observations why I think that people move and operate in the manner that they do. You know, there has been so many videos on the internet of men talking about what they want, what they require, what they want, and how these new age requirements that women have are just too much, so these women are going to die alone with cats. And you know, to those being I say, the statistics bear that those women are happier than y'all. Okay, there was a study that was done that said that men that were they did a study between older people, and I can't remember the exact study, but if somebody knows it, put it in the comments, okay? But the study said something along the lines that I believe it was an older demographic of people. The men that were like 50 plus, they asked, were they content with being single or were they searching for a relationship? And about 70% of the men were wanting to be in a relationship. Ask the same women, single women in that same age group, were they content with being single or did they want to be in a relationship? And majority of those women, I think the same percentage of those women were content being single. So it goes to show the fact that women, we're not the ones out here soul searching for relationships and attachments to men. It's actually the other way around. So the threat of a woman being single sounds like you're threatening her with peace. It sounds like you're threatening her with a good time. It sounds like you're threatening her with being able to prioritize herself, her needs, her health, and her wealth. Okay? This is not the 1950s. And these men that keep comparing themselves to the men in the 50s, even though they ain't coming home with the dirty hands like the men in the 50s. Okay? The men today are coming home well manicured, exfoliated from being in AC all day. It's not like a lot of you guys are not the mechanics, electricians, and plumbers. Those men are not on the internet. Okay, they busy having a business. So any man watching this video, 9 times out of 10, live in a lapse of luxury. All right, or very close to it compared to the men that a lot of you guys want to compare yourselves to. Okay, the men back in the day was not worried about looking this good. Okay. So we say no to bare minimum. We say no to coffee dates. At least take me to a nice breakfast spot, okay? There's nothing wrong with going on an early date, okay? I get it. We busy in life. We don't want to be out all night. Some of us don't want to And I don't even care if you like coffee, baby. Get coffee at the breakfast restaurants. Okay, go to a restaurant. Breakfast is the most affordable meal that you can get, and if the man is not willing to invest into his first date with you, then that kind of shows you where he's at with it. You know, you want a man that is not all about himself, a man that understands that he's supposed to protect and provide, and a man that understands that he's supposed to protect and provide does it from the jump. He doesn't wait till later. He does it off of initial contact. It is who he is, right? You don't become a provider. You are a provider or you are not a provider. Just like they say, you don't become a feminine woman. Either you're feminine or you're not, right? According to them, either you a masculine man or you're not, all right? When you realize that he is a man that wants to be kept, that is a feminine man. That is not a man that can lead you. That is not a man that can lead your femininity. Okay, that is a man that will have you operating in your masculinity, because you're gonna have to hustle just as hard as him. You're gonna have to grind just as hard as him. You're gonna have to be in traffic just as much as him. You're gonna have to be out here in these streets getting to the bag just as much as him. You don't got time to rest into your femininity. He's not feeling like it's his job to create a space so that you can thrive in your femininity. These men that are not working to be for providers are working to be provided for. Okay, and they go over. They do overtime and overkill on trying to manipulate you to accept less than. That's why there's thousands of them on the internet trying to tell you, baby girl, you ain't it, and your standards is too high, and you gonna die alone, baby. And to that I say, no man is better than the wrong man. And all the older ladies will tell you the same thing. Ask the women above you that are not pygmies. Okay, ask the women that are literally thriving in their life, that are doing the things that they want to do. When you see them, they're smiling. Their skin looks good. Their body looks good. Their life looks good. Okay, their voice sounds good. Their eyes are bright. Okay, they are full of life and love and energy. And a lot of those type of women know that, baby, putting a man on a pedestal is the last thing that any woman of sense would do. Okay, you are the pedestal, and if the man does not feel that way about you, think about that. Like, you gotta sit here and think about that. Sometimes you gotta think, like, what else do you have to do, sir? What else do you have to do? Okay, that's what I'll be asking. Signs to know if you're a bare minimum woman. If you brag about not wearing lashes, not wearing makeup, and not getting your hair done on a regular, you're probably a bare minimum woman. If you are willing to go 50-50 on a first date, you're probably a bare minimum woman. If you are the type of woman that makes excuses for men just being men, you probably are a bare minimum woman. If you, let me think. If you have kids and never been on a date, you're probably a bare minimum woman. If you, I mean, personally, it's hard for me to think of things, because personally, since I first started dating, I had standards. Since I was 16, I had standards. My friends was calling me a gold digger, and I wasn't a gold digger. And I'm not a gold digger to this day. I just said, baby, if the man ain't resourceful, what business does he have trying to enter my life? What business does he have trying to come to me and involve himself in anything that I got going on if he don't plan on adding value to what I got going on? Okay? Because knowing what I know about being a woman, knowing that I am a natural multiplier, just naturally, I'm born with the inherent capabilities of multiplying whatever a man sees fit for his life, then knowing that I'm going to multiply whatever he coming with, he better be coming with something. Why would he come with nothing? Because if you multiply something times zero, it's zero, okay? Again, nature is showing you, baby, there's nothing you can do with a zero. You can multiply 100 times zero and you're going to get zero, okay? So, baby, if you coming with zero, you're going to get zero from me, okay? Zero energy, zero space, and zero time, okay? I don't do no zeros, okay? I do heroes, okay? So don't be a bare minimum woman. That's the lesson of the day. Love you, ladies. Love you, ladies. And we're going to talk next time about how to be that girl every day, even on a bad day, okay? Okay.